fellow scratch musicians. Welcome to the fascinating Yerba Buena Center for the Arts Theater. For the first time, the world's greatest DJs have come together to represent their respective place in redefining the turntable once again. So in the mighty words of Wave Twisters, now let's start. From Arizona, the latest turntable percussion innovations can only come from one man. Give it up for DJ RAIDA. Coming from the other side of the Americas, for 8 consecutive years, coming back to San Francisco, the reigning test tone world champion, DJ 8-Ball. Now, the current 3 world champion holders, the DMC world champion, ITF and Vestax world champions, DJ CRAZE and DJ A-Track. Noted as one of today's most influential beat jugglers, as well as the reigning DMC USA champion, P-TRIX. They have shaped every form of sound the turntable has to offer. Welcome to the stage, J-ROCC, MELO-D, RHETTMATIC, BABU, the world famous beat junkies! Their hands have made the most complex movements on any turntable. Coming all the way from the UK, Tony Vegas and Prime Cuts, the Scratch Perverts. Next, we have the one and only 1998 Vestax world champion and beat juggling innovator, Swift Rock. The beat juggling world can only hail one superhero as their supreme innovator of modern day, Steve D. A most amazing force and the mightiest heralds to scratch music in the hip-hop world. Give it up for Total Eclipse, Mr. SINISTA, Rob Swift, and Rock RAIDA. Leading the world of scratching to new heights, and your host for SKRATCHCon2000, making their grand entrance for the last time on stage, the former Invisible Scratch Pickles, Mixmaster Mike, DJ Flair, D Styles, and YOGAFROG. How's everyone doing tonight? Oh, it's the morning. I'm used to nighttime shows here. All right, we're going to start it off right away with the first seminar of the day, the trick mixing seminar. So we're going to set up right now, with the world famous beat junkies, the best trick mixers in the world, with J-ROCC, RHETTMATIC, and MELO-D.
Check out MELO-D. I'd like to welcome you to ScratchCon. It's good to see a lot of people, positive people out there. Y'all, this is really a history in the making. Like to have everybody that's somebody that made a contribution to this art is, it's very incredible. Today, we're the first people who are going to actually start off the seminar. And we're going to explain to you is actually mixing 101. For those who don't know, if for all the younger generation that's coming up, and also the older generation that knows, before you learn to scratch, you need to learn how to mix. That's very, very, very important. You cannot call yourself a DJ, you cannot call yourself a turntablist, or even a scratch DJ if you do not know how to mix, because you need to know the basics of mixing, meaning you need to know how to count your measurements and know your bars, because you don't want to be looking really stupid scratching over other people's scratch verses, But before we go into more details of that, we're going to explain mostly the history and maybe even go into details of homework of mixing. Now, basically, if you don't know, the DJs were the first ones that started hip-hop, and the three DJs were the Africa Bambaataa, Kool Herc, and Grandmaster Flash, okay? Without them, we wouldn't be here. That's a fact. You can argue all you want, especially on the internet, but that's the damn truth, okay? Now, we're gonna, before we go into even more intricate styles of mixing, we're gonna also discuss also the basic techniques. But before we do that, let me explain, like, people that the DJs that are here today now are the ones, they all started out at one point and another mixing, club mixing, even the mobile DJ. On the West Coast, I mean, there was, in San Francisco and LA, there was a mobile DJ scene. Like a lot of people, like from Qbert, from Apollo, Mixmaster Mike, even Quest, they all had mobile DJs. Same thing all the way in LA. Like MELO-D, myself, we all were in a mobile DJ crew. We used to do, everybody from San Francisco and LA used to do, I'm sure, weddings, bar mitzvahs, high school jams. But this is the way we make our living and get our name recognized. But at the same time, we try to do, we scratched, we listen to hip hop, we try to do all the mixing. We try to do what's cool and try to innovate. That was the thing, it was our love for it, Also, I'd like to discuss the fact that influence from everybody, also from the East Coast, like Grand Wizard Theater, of course, invented scratching. Then you also had people like Grand Mixer DST. You had like Charlie Chase. These people were scratching but they were also rocking block parties. That was their thing, is to rock jams for the people and for the b-boys. They were playing breaks. If you know that Africa Bambaataa was known as called a master of records. He would take any record and play it and bug it out and make it into his own style, He would take the theme song from the Munsters and even take the theme song from the Andy Griffith and mix it with James Brown. Why? Because he had that type of flavor. Another thing also we want to stress out, that you need to have originality in DJing, You got to be yourself. That's a #1 fact in hip-hop, or even in DJing. You got to be original. Of course, everybody start off biting, but that's a big no-no. You cannot bite. Another thing, too, is like a good DJ is also, you have to have a good record extensive collection. That is a DJ's ammo. For all of you that's just starting out, that is great that you get into it, but you must also know your history. What make other people like, say, Cash Money, people like even Kid Capri, people like Jazzy Jeff, they had extensive record collection. All the Battle Break records you guys are using, they all came from original hip-hop records, or even James Brown, soul breaks, jazz. They put that together because it was more easy for them to come up with routines, but the bottom line is that they took the original samples and use it. You should also do that. You don't have to do it, but if you want to appreciate your culture, you need to know the history. That's part of also being a DJ, is knowing how to have a record collection and and having extensive recollection. Now, before we get in, we'll start into basically basic mixing techniques. We got my man J-ROCC onto your right, and you got my man MELO-D onto your left. So what we're going to do is, like, for those who don't know, I mean, I'm sure there's, I know we have a lot of TJ aficionados out there, but for those who don't know, we're going to show basic mixing techniques. J-ROCC's going to show you backspinning. It's taking two same records, doubles, and repeating a break or a phrase whatsoever. It's simple to repeating the breaks, keeping the beat locked. This is for the people who do not know what actually the basic mixing techniques are. He's using Quiet Storm by Mobb Deep, for those who don't know. As you can see, he's switching the record left and right using the fader. And if you notice, he has a mark on the label itself. That is to tell him how to read the record label and knowing when to cue it and throw it in. He's reading the record label like a clock. Basically, he will use it also in the cueing system in your mixer to hear it, to cue it before you would throw it in. While at the same time, what he's also executing right now, he's scratching in snares, doubling it up. As we also call simple chasing techniques. Now, my man MELO-D, he'll show you some more advanced techniques of doubling along with triple 3Ds. As you notice, he was doing different combinations of what we call chasings, like one record's ahead of the other, letting the beats double up. And he's also doing combinations of backspins and triple 3Ds, where he's like breaking each section of the words, saying how you like me while giving the echo effect. Excuse me, guys. Thank you. But basically now, what we're going to try to do now is go into a style of mixing called the Bink Junkie style. This is developed by my man J-ROCC. And basically what it is it's like he's almost, the sense of style of mixing is on the spot, not even rehearsed. It's freestyle in a sense. It's like it's club mixing with a hint of battle techniques. And what it is, this style was developed over the years from Jay when we knew him, and his style of mixing influenced the crew, and also into our battle routines, from our solo routines and to also our team routines, which helped us compose our 97-98 team championship. Also, we use this when we go do club mixing. So. Radio?
And the radio too.
Right? Oh, the radio, oh, yes.
We do the radio shows in LA also. My man Melo does 92.3 The Beat, 9 o'clock through 10 o'clock. Oh, 100.3, I'm sorry, Melo. And I do Friday Night Flavors on Power 106. And so this is also what we do on the radio too.
So you may ever hear this on the radio if you're in LA, or if you ever go to a club watching us spin. This is what we usually do. And this is demonstrated by Mr. J-ROCC.
We'll just continue from like the Quiet Storm, say we were at a party or something crazy. That's like the basics of it.
That was J-ROCC. Now my man MELO-D will use James Brown records. Give it up, turn it loose. His style, beat junkie style mixing. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the beat junkie style of mixing. We also want to stress that trick mixing is not really it's not trick mixing, it is really DJing. It is part of DJing no matter what, because this is to help you, this style, it just basically helps you compose your scratches and juggles. All mixing helps you put everything together. If you don't, if you don't have those basic elements, then you really won't have a good composition of scratches or beat juggling. So in that case, is there any questions you want to ask J-ROCC, MELO-D, or myself pertaining to mixing or anything? There's a mic over there if you can want to walk over there.
Yeah, I was wondering, do you have your both channels in your headphones the whole time?
No, just like one at a time or whatever. Or you just know the mark and just hope the needle don't skip or something. Basically. Mello, is that for you too? Or?
No, I do.
Yeah,
I usually leave both my cues in earphone.
He likes it loud.
Any other questions?
No.
You're probably bored with us already, huh? You guys want to see the real shit. You have a question? There's a mic over there, so for everyone can hear too. Can you walk over there, please? Sorry to put you on the spot.
When you said you're looking, the mark you have on the rec label is like a clock, what is it you're looking for?
Usually, I don't know if you can see this from here, but if you're looking at it, here's the mark right here, this black line on the label. If you're looking at it like a clock, this would be a 12 o'clock position right here on the turntable. This would be a 3, a 6, a 9, and so on. So usually say you want to catch like a clap your hands, and it falls right here like at 4. So you know to loop it, like you know to bring it back 2 revolutions and to just throw it in right here at the 4 o'clock mark, and that goes for both turntables. So that's how you usually just loop up certain breaks or certain parts of a song.
No problem. Anyone else?
Yeah, Rhett, what would you say the difference between beat juggling and trip mixing is?
Basically, I think it's a fine line because they're almost like they're juggling already right now. They're dissecting the record already. I think this is more freestyle right there on the spot, whereas beat juggling, you're composing a song, reconstructing a song from your juggling routine. That's the difference, I would think. But it's a fine line. But that mixing helps you, again, form your composition. Do you understand?
Typically, also, trick mixing is usually, if you're playing a song, it's usually more up-tempo juggling pattern, so to speak, whereas beat juggling is more considered. I mean, people definitely incorporate, like, those type of patterns in their sets, but beat juggling has traditionally been more considered, like, the breakdowns and the strobing and things of that nature. But, yeah.
Any questions?
What do you usually do when you get a record and it's warped a little bit? Like,
Usually just deal with it or buy a new one. There's no way you can't unwarp it, so, I mean, that's what you got. I mean, these are warped. I mean, I got warped records galore, so, I mean, it's cool. If it warps on the right side, you can slide it back faster, but it's a chance you take.
Any more question? Anyone out there? Hello? Okay, that's it. So basically, that's what we're doing is mixing and the beat junkie style of mixing. Thank you for your time and patience. Enjoy the show.
Just like RHETTMATIC said, this is such a historic thing for all of us. I mean, we were here at rehearsal yesterday and just awaiting for this day to happen. A day like this has never happened before. It's so rare. You could say that anyone in any industry can get together and have a community. but this is more like a family. I mean, DJs, you know, turntable artists, scratch DJs. I mean, everyone is, you know, they came together. I mean, what's so funny about it is people, like, say, in other parts of the industry, all might have, you know, beef against each other, or, you know, I don't know, I don't want to get into it, but what's so beautiful about this art is, you know, we're like a family, and that's how we wanted to keep this. That's why we wanted to make ScratchCon this event for all of you to share this with us, so we have a communication with people that, you know, we can share ideas with. So this is actually an idea, you know, generator here, all of us all together, just getting together. You know, there'll be time for you guys to communicate amongst one another and time with us too. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of weird. You know, we usually do big concerts or, you know, some shows or something, and here it's kind of like a nice classroom, you know, quiet setting event. So, you know, it's a whole new format for all of us, and, you know, I guess the Beat Junkie set it off really well. You know, how do you guys like that format? Is that great? Okay. We were all talking when we were younger. I was talking to Cash Money, and we were saying, like, how did he study? I mean, you know, he would, you know, go out and buy the next record that came out. That's the only way they could study. There wasn't really that many battles that everyone could come and get together with. There was no videos. There was no internet. So this is actually a great way for all of us to communicate one more time. Well, not just this last time. Hopefully we'll be able to do more and more of these all together. And before they get started, I also want to thank our presenting sponsors, Procter & Gamble, for Eclipse Energy Drink, for believing in this whole idea and making this happen for us. Of course, our other sponsors, Vestax and Shure, who've always believed in innovating the art form and actually always backed, for years, our thoughts and our ideas to bring once more. I think the Vestax booth has their new mixer. It's showcased here for the first time, so you can go check that out. I think the booth is upstairs, so you can go see that. And I think the Shure booth is out there too. There's so many booths, I haven't even seen them yet. Hubert's gonna, hey Q, come here. You wanna ask anyone anything?
Let's see, Who here scratches? Who here scratched for at least 5 years? Who's been in it from the old school? Like, let's see, like when we started, 85. There's Cutmaster Swift right there. Is Mixmaster Ice in the audience? Mixmaster Ice? He said he was coming. Who else? Yeah, where's Aladdin at? Oh, cool, that's right. That's right.
Where's Aladdin?
Where's Aladdin? DJ Aladdin, everybody. Who here has heard that song, Aladdin's on a Rampage? Was that incredible or what? Damn. How's it going? Who was that dorky MC in the beginning, introducing everyone in the beginning?
That was Dorky Fresh Bob.
Cool, cool, cool.
Oh, where's the Toad Man?
Yeah, where's the Toad Man? Somebody bring the Toad Man out here. Have him breakdance.
Okay, I guess we're gonna get this started. We're gonna cue a video of the one and only, let's give it up for DJ Rock Raider.
This is Rock Raider. Rock Raider, y'all.
Rock Raider!
Rock Raider! Rock Raider!
You're going to enjoy me if you've never seen me before. Even if you've seen me before, you're going to enjoy me again, because I'm good.
If you ever want a battle, be at your best. In that battle, you must give your all. But just be
Cali, Cali, I'm going back to Cali. Going back to Cali, 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 I'm going back to Cali. Going back to Cali, 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 I'm going back to Cali. Going back to Cali, 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 I'm going back to Cali. Cali, 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 I'm going back to Cali. I don't think so.
Ninja, a rat, the boss is back. The only
Even if you went and practiced for 50 years, you've still no hope of beating me.
Amazing. Now we're gonna interrogate you. So Raider, I know, as a battle, probably the most trying piece of the art form. It tests your will, your mind, everything. How do you get prepared just to get into any battle?
I guess it's sort of like boxing. Like I take all the people that are battling at that time, whether I know if they get in a battle or not, and I just study each person's weak points, their strength, their strong points, and I say, okay, if I go against this guy, and he's a scratcher, I can't fuck with him in scratching. So that means my body tricks or my beat juggers are gonna have to be like that much better.
How much do you practice every day?
Fuck. Since we've been working on the album, not too. What I practice on is just staying accurate, mostly. Just staying accurate.
You know what? I think I asked you this question before. It was I want to make a battle record for juggling, right? What beats would you like? Like, would you want to go boop boop tsh, 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 boop, tsh, or what beat configuration would you like to juggle?
I like my drums to kind of triple up, kind of like a boom bap, but behind it a bap boom bat.
Oh, with more like
a boom,
closer
boom,
beats.
Bap boom bat.
Right.
So I'll take the boom bat. So it's like I'll take the simplest part of the juggle, which is the boom bat,
right,
and figure out what can I do to make the simple part of the beat juggling interesting. So I'll add body tricks. I'll add like real complicated body tricks in it. Then when I get to the other part, which is almost doubling up, it's a boom boom bat. That's when I finale it and just.
Right. You know what's funny is you put a lot of comedy into your routines, like in the DMC. I know it's a new music seminar, 90. Against Supreme? Was that 91?
Yeah, 91.
Yeah, like you were like real funny. You had the hat with the twirly thing on top, and the next year you had the with the squirt gun and stuff. Where'd you get all those ideas from?
Just from clowning. Me and Johnny Cash used to practice, and we used to always just clown each other and just do stuff. And I just figured, fuck it, it's funny here, so it might be funny at the battle.
You ever get I don't think I would ever battle my life. It must be a scary thing. How do you not be scared to go against someone? What tips do you have for that?
I wouldn't say I'm ever scared, but it's like once you go out there, you're putting yourself on the line. You're putting your rep on the line. So of course you're going to be
a little bit more cautious than than the feeling that you get for just doing a show. Like you're going against somebody, your name is on the line. If you lose, you walk away. So it's.
Are you like superstitious? I mean, do you like wear special underwear? Like you have?
Nah. I pray before every battle, though.
Okay.
Sure.
Great.
Oh, I just want to know one thing. Have you ever cut yourself? When you go behind the back.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah?
Actually, yeah, a few times.
We want to thank you once again. Let's give it up for Rock Raider. All right, we're going to set up for our next individual who will show his battle skills, an innovator of that, no doubt. Let's get him up here. Give it up. I know you know this man, the one and only Mix Master Mike.
motherfucker, don't bite it.
Thanks a lot. Oh my God. What's up, Mike?
What's up, Q?
Oh man, let's talk. I noticed like you just go up there and you just, man, it's like turntable thrashing or something. It's like when things skip, you know, you make something out of it. Tell people about how you improvise on like skips and stuff and just make something out
I guess
of it.
when the record skips, you just find another part, I guess, or wherever the record is, just keep going. Don't stop, don't get discouraged, just keep ripping it up. That's my theory.
Right, so it's kind of like back in the days, we would practice on every single sound, drums, long tone, snare, small sound, whatever voice, and whatever it lands on, you got to make something out of that sound and stuff.
Yeah.
And damn. What about battling? What are you thinking about your opponent?
I guess there's no friends when it comes to battling, you know. It's like you're putting your soul on the line in front of thousands of people, you know, in front of the world, and you know, you just, I don't know. It's all about who can make the one, I don't know, who can make each other, like, you know, I don't know. You just put your shit on the line, and who's the best, you know. Takes a lot of practice.
Like when you're up there, what's your mindset on? Like when you're just going off, what are you thinking about? Just plain going off, or what are you thinking about?
Probably thinking about anything. Probably a sci-fi flick, Gamera, The Blob.
Every time I'm at this guy's house, he has some weird video on while he's practicing. Some guy's stabbing something or whatever. And
Yeah, whatever is good to get your mindset, you know.
What was the name of that movie, that DVD with the evil, what is it called?
Dead Alive?
Dead Alive, yeah. Go get that. That's pretty crazy.
Y'all seen that? It's cool, right? A lot of ketchup. They used a lot of ketchup in that movie.
Let's talk about your music. I noticed your music is like, do you think you design it for trippers? What do you think about that? Because it's some psychedelic stuff, man.
I don't know, just my way of taking the turntable and making songs out of the actual scratches in a futuristic way, you know, just trying to like develop something to scar people's minds, you know. They'll be taking a shower one day and maybe they'll slip on the soap and like, what? You know, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm just trying to like take this form, this art form and trying to make it music. That's what I'm trying to do.
That's cool. You know what's cool is
is, how many of you guys listen to Mike's album? I'm sure everyone's heard it, right? His music is like, you were telling me the other time, it was like you designed it for like somebody's being chased. You know, you want that scenery of someone's being chased. And it's all like action-packed like that. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know if everybody see Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I mean, there's these like 3 beam ships like going down the street, and I just try to imagine what they were playing in their beam ships while they're like being chased by the cops.
Oh man, damn. Well, thanks, Mike. As always.
Thanks for having me. Thanks a lot, guys.
So, what do you think of the show so far? Yeah. I want to give some thanks out. I mean, to everyone who's worked on this whole being. I mean, it's the first of its kind. You know, all the people that's been a part of this has just been amazing. And, you know, to put this all together for all you guys. And especially, you know, it took a lot of hard work. I don't know if you've already noticed there's a gazillion amount of stuff that was given from every record label, you know, everyone. Are you guys happy with all your stuff that you got and stuff? So I want to thank, I guess, Billy Jam. I don't know where he is because he gave everyone a Sugar Fragger Show CD, right? Where's Billy? I want to thank Not Human here with Asphodel Records for giving everyone the Allies EP and Mixmaster Mike Eye of the Cyclops. I know you guys all got that, so it's great everyone's getting together. Stone's Throw, you guys got the Super Dupers, those 45s in there too, right? Where's Peanut Butter Wolf? I know I said him. Where's that guy? But I want to thank Stone's Throw and New Groove and TRC Distribution for helping us all out with all that. There's so many other things New Groove gave out as well. So, who else? Let's see here. Ohm Records, I know they gave some stuff. I want to thank Ohm, especially DJ Times. I know, who got all the DJ Times magazines? Did everyone? I know a bunch of people. Herb as well. And Shadow's label. I guess Shadow's coming in late. But DJ Shadow gave all his records to everyone as well. I want to once again thank Procter & Gamble Eclipse Energy Drink. I think they have they're giving away drinks upstairs or something. So if you guys are going to go check out the Eclipse Energy Drink booth, go check it out there. I want to thank them once again for believing in this whole show and helping us put this whole thing together. I want to see if Craze is almost ready. 1 minute, he said. Little surprise for you guys today. What's happening here is, see, we're asking everyone. You guys want to get in the battle thing? Because you know what? There's only, I don't know the best way to explain this. I'm kind of jumbled for words. DJ Craze couldn't find someone to battle him and take him out today. He wanted to battle someone, all right? So we said, I don't know. I didn't want to. Q didn't want to. You know, and what was the best thing to do for this guy if he's, you know, untouchable right now is, you know what? We're going to have Craze battle himself. I don't think that's ever been done before in the history of battling. But I think this man right here, to prove himself this year, I guess we'll see how good he is taking on himself. So what do you have 2 names for Craze 1, Craze 2, and then we're gonna see who do you like better, all right? Craze 1, where are you gonna start off, Craze?
Start over here.
Right there, that's Craze 1. And this is gonna be Craze 2. So 2 and 1. So to your left is, left is 2, right is 1.
From Miami, Florida, DJ Craze.
On the rip, on the rip.
Real gangsters don't talk shit in magazines.
Watch your mouth, nigga.
Real gangsters don't talk shit in magazines.
Watch your mouth, nigga. I heard you talking mad shit. If you really on my dick, better take a lick.
Too much, talk too much, talk too much shit. You should have kept your mouth shut.
And now, Craze 1.
It's the purpose of you versus me versus me versus me versus me. When you purchase tickets, you come versus me.
When you hear me do it, you will be shocked and amazed. It's the brutal thing they call the human beatbox craze.
Give it up for Craze 1. All right, taking the stage, Craze 2.
Sucker MC still get freaking. Trying to diss me now, how you sound? Yo, whoever signed you must be running the circus, cause you a clown. Cause you a clown. Cause you a clown. You a rapper. You a rapper, cause you a clown. You a clown. Cause you a clown. You a rapper, 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 cause you a clown. You cause you a clown. You cause you a clown. Cause you a clown. motherfucker? Who's the baddest motherfucker?
That's me, myself, and I.
Give it up for DJ CRAZE 2. Can CRAZE 1, he can't take it no more? CRAZE 1 lost his record. So let's see here. Who do you guys like? Let's see, let's do it Apollo style. How about CRAZE 2? SINISTA says both. How about CRAZE 1? I guess it's a tie. I don't know what you're going to do with yourself now. You going to enter twice this Monday? Yeah. He's going to defend. So let's watch out for this guy. Let's ask him some questions now. You got some questions, Q?
You can scratch with both hands, and I was always curious about that. How did you train yourself to do that?
I had a real whack mixer, and it kept breaking, so I didn't have money to buy a new one, so I would just like switch to the other hand really quick.
Right, like if one fader would break, you would use the other side then?
Yeah.
What mixer was that?
Gemini?
No, they're not. What about like intimidating your competition? I remember we were talking about like before a battle. Like I remember I used to, when I battled from back in the 50s, I would have the DJ purposely come to my hotel room before the battle, and I would like watch him, and I'd let him scratch, and he'd be really good, but I'd be like, damn, you need to practice, bro. You're not up to par. And then psychologically that would mess him up. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger had a movie called Pumping Iron, and he would do that to his opponents. He would say, hey, you're looking sick. Well, that's the wrong accent, but he said, you're looking kind of sick today. And that kind of messed them up. So do you do any like intimidating before a competition?
No, not really. No, not really. I just get on stage and try to look as hard as you can. You know what I'm saying? It's all an act. You know?
Right.
Okay. I mean, your whole crew is like taking over the battle scene right now. I mean, do you guys battle each other at home and like get mad, punch each other? I hear A-Track always complain you're beating him up all the time and stuff.
Nah, we're mad competitive, you know what I'm saying? We're like real B-boys at heart, and we just love, you know, competing and shit. Cause like that's the whole fun of it. Like, I'll tell Infamous he's whack as fuck, and then he'll tell me I'm whacker, and I'll be like, oh word? You wanna battle and shit? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we just keep it going like that, cause that keeps us going. That keeps the whole competitive level like high.
I mean, you guys battle as a team, you guys battle individually. How do you guys prepare yourself like mentally? Cause like you live in Miami, you know, some develop lives in New York, right? And A-Track's in Canada. How do you guys do that? How do you guys practice? I mean, you know, get ready for battles doing that way.
For the team stuff, depending who's in it, we'll either go to New York or like A-Track will fly down to Miami or something like that.
It's hardcore.
And we'll just practice a lot.
What about like all the phrases you use like to diss your opponent? I was always wondering, do you listen to a lot of hip hop to get all those phrases, or do your friends help you like, hey, Craze, check this out, look, it says fuck you or something?
Well, like, between all of us, like, we have a lot of hip-hop in our heads and shit, and so, like, they'll ask me, yo, this one dude got this shit, and I really don't like him in this kind of area, so I'll just be like, well, why don't you diss him like this? Or somebody will just tell me, look, you can fuck him up like this, you know? We just, like, share ideas with each other.
Team effort. Yeah.
All right, let's give it up for CRAZE 2, I guess. CRAZE 2. Thanks once again.
3 bikes get lifted at a local show. E-Force is called. I jumped on my trike. E-Force hopped in the ride.
I'll track them with my chopper.
We clock the suits on the move.
Go, go, go!
We caught the bad fish squirming in the net.
These bikes are filled with plutonium.
Man, this stuff could blow a hole in the city. Boom! We hit the jackpot. E-Force locks it down.
got another funky break for you. Hit it.
We're about to start our beat juggling seminar, and I guess before we start this off, there's one person that we have to give credit where credit is due, who innovated this art form and made all the beat juggling monsters here up on stage tonight, or this afternoon. I guess I'll leave it and just introduce him, and we're gonna have some questions actually we want to talk to him about. I'm sure questions that you would have wanted answered yourself. So, he's right behind me, and I guess you know who this man is, who made this art of the turntables into its science and its modern day form. Let's give it up for Steve D.
What's up? Yeah.
We're gonna interrogate him now too.
I didn't do it.
So Steve, who were your influences?
I got my major influence from DJ Barry B, the Cut Professor from the Get Fresh crew. He inspired me a whole lot.
Did you ever think your style would have created all these juggle monsters?
Yeah, because I got a big head and I got a big heart, you know. And if you come to me hungry, I'll feed you, you know. But then I'll show you how to fish and catch your own so that you can never come to me hungry again.
So for everyone that may not know what beat juggling is, what's your definition of beat juggling?
Beat juggling is well, as it's been called, became known to be called as beat juggling. I call it the funk, you know, and the funk is basically emotion, feeling, personality, experience, and it's basically remixing right before your eyes, you know. You take a tempo and change it into another tempo, basically.
This isn't on here, but what's the S stand for?
Steve. Straight up Steve.
Are we, you know, last time me and Q visited New York, I heard you got something bottled working. I mean, you got something you're working on. Is this true? I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but I mean, to innovate this and, you know, waiting for what you might innovate next. You don't have to answer this, but is...
It's true. I got some new stuff for you to check out. In a minute. I got a little issue to work out. Okay. And in a minute.
So before we go on, we're going to go back with Steve, but we're going to start with the first person, this next person that took beat juggling to the next level. And let's put the lights on this guy right here.
One. 2, 2, 2.
What's up, Rob?
What's up, Q?
Okay, some simple stuff. How would you describe your style?
My style is like a mixture of a lot of DJs. For the most part, though, when you see Rob Swift, you're gonna see the Steve D influence. You're gonna see the influence of a person by the name of Dr. Butcher, who many of you don't even know what he looks like, but he's played a major role in my career and like the career of Mr. SINISTA as well. But then, you know, one thing I have to say is that I think that a lot of the up-and-coming DJs forget that it's DJs that came before them that opened doors for them, and it's okay to learn and look up to the DJs that came before them. So, like for me, you're gonna see like in Aladdin, in a little bit of my routines, you're gonna see a Cut Master Swift in a little bit of my routines, and you're gonna see my personality. And I say that because I think that some DJs today, especially like the young DJs coming up, some of them have a mentality of, you know, they're trying to diss the DJs that came before them and stuff like that, when these DJs are the ones that actually open doors, you know? So what I try to do is like pay homage to the people that influence me in my routines. So for example, today you're gonna see me do Nobody Beats the Biz, which is one of the routines that most people know me from. And I'm also gonna do a routine with The Bridge, MC Shan, and a record called Blow Your Head, Pause. It's a breakbeat record, and basically Nobody Beats the Biz was records that were given to me by Dr. Butcher, and he was like, yo, take these records home, there's mad shit in them. If you practice hard enough, you're gonna come up with just a whole new style of making beats, you know what I'm saying? Because at the time, Steve was such a big influence and everyone was sounding like Steve and doing the same patterns. Me and Butcher were like, yo, what can we do to be different, you know? So whereas I saw Steve as being like a sampler, like an MPC 60, I wanted to be like an MPC 60 attached to like a 24-track automated board. So that's basically an example of like just the different styles that I tried to approach the turntable with and stuff. So I took this whole interview over. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Go ahead, you go. You ask away. All right, yo.
Give it up for Rob Swift.
Yeah.
Then came a time, I guess right after this man, another ex-man took the next level. And who it can other be, the one and only Mr. SINISTA.
So,
what's the deal, Q?
tell me how you like to stay secluded. Like you think that maybe it's better to not watch other DJs and you come up with a more original style. What do you think about that?
Well, I think like with me, it's like I think like it's always good to watch other DJs and stuff like that because I think you take what you see from them and then you just put it into your own style. But sometimes with me, subconsciously with everybody, like if you keep watching DJs, like constantly watch tapes and constantly watch them, it's like subconsciously you're gaining that other person's style. And like when you go to DJ or whatever like that, sometimes it's not you. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you're like cloning. You don't really, we don't really realize it, but you do. But being away for sometimes, like just taking a break, maybe watching the tape once in a while, and then taking a break for maybe like a month, and just trying to create yourself. Everything's coming from you. It's your emotion, like Steve said. Everything is coming from you. How you feel it.
I remember you came over one time, and he was in the backyard and he was meditating. Like he was in a lotus position in my backyard. Well, tell us about meditating. How does that help you?
Well, I'm like a spiritual person, so sometimes I apply the meditation to the music because sometimes like with everything, music is, it can become stressful. So sometimes I just sit back and relax, just meditate, think about a good place, just sit there and relax and keep my mind off of everything, When I come back to the turntable, it's like I have a brand new outlook. I can't explain it, just that's how it is.
How do you meditate anyway? Well, how do you do that?
You want me to demonstrate?
Go right there.
Well, I gotta get all the way over there and down, man. I gotta do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let me show you. Basically, you just sit down like this, right? I mean, and you cross your legs like this. It's just, get a little position like that. You just keep your back straight forward, and you just close your eyes. You know what I mean? You try to block off everything. You know what I mean? You try to block off people around you. You try to block off your thoughts. You know what I mean? You get real spiritual, all these cameras. But that's basically it. You know what I mean? And then when you do that for like a half an hour, and then when you finish, you just refresh. You know what I mean? And you're ready to roll.
So go ahead and describe what you're about to do.
Okay, basically, I do my style to my feeling. Whatever I feel is coming out the moment. And basically, I like to beat juggle. I like to just rearrange records and make them sound crazy. And I like to add little body tricks into my stuff to make them a little visual. So in case, like, you know what I mean, there's somebody there that doesn't really know about beat juggling or whatever like that, they can kind of like assimilate what I'm doing by seeing something that they like. You know what I mean? Then maybe they'll get into it. So that's what I'm about to do.
up, y'all. Mr. Sinister.
Yeah.
Then as the story goes on, the West Coast said, hey, those X-Men are doing some crazy stuff. It's time we innovate our own stuff over here. So I guess this man came along and said, I'm going to innovate it my way. Let's talk to him real quick. Do you guys know who this man is right here? All right, Short, time for your interrogation here. Where's Q? Okay, I'll ask him some questions. Short, when you saw the X-Men, I mean, how did that inspire you? What did you want to evolve from what they've brought to the stage in beat juggling? How did that bring you to the next level? What did you want to do?
Just watching them, just you know what I mean, like on the West Coast, just it was mostly like scratching fast, that style. But watching them, like I don't know, it motivated me to just come up with like some, I don't know, a little something different. Try to incorporate what I know, what I knew then, and then like their style. So I mean, like X-Men are big, like probably the biggest influence on me right now.
Till today.
Till today, especially till today. Yeah.
How'd you invent the strobe juggle? How'd that come about?
Me and RHETTMATIC were at his garage in LA, and we're just practicing routines, and I don't know, it was an accident. It was a super accident. We're just, you know how when you create beat juggles and you try to do certain like sequences and stuff and breakdowns, it just so happened I just started I just kept continuing that one breakdown for like throughout the whole record. And, I mean, it never really meant to be like a whole like real like appended or whatever, juggle or whatever, but it was really like an accident.
Right. Did you name it that? I mean, how did that start? I still don't know that. Did you name it the strobe, or was there a?
Yeah, I named it the strobe. From what I heard, other people call it the
walk.
The walk and the chase.
Chase. Yeah. So that's more of like a juggle where it just keeps continuing.
Just continuous, like it's like a delay, like a large delay in the juggle.
Rather than bringing it back.
Yeah.
Tell us about triple threat. What do you guys do in the club? You say you want to incorporate mixing with the battling, with the scratching.
With triple threat, what we do now, it's like just incorporate like the old style. Like we all came from DJ crews, like mobile DJ crews. So just bringing back the old mixing style, but creating like just incorporating new styles and the old style. You know what I mean? Trying to hopefully let the people know that lost art of mixing and messing around. Just DJing, hip hop DJing, trying to bring that back.
You also utilized, completely the whole mixer setup with a turntable. And what made you think of that? I mean, you've seen it done in many applications, but what made you think, showcasing that style of utilizing, the whole, all the faders, all the clickers, all the parts of the mixer along with your juggle?
Actually, if you watch the '89 DMC World, if you see Aladdin Rock the Bells, he incorporated the rock the you know what I mean? Like
is Aladdin here? Where's Aladdin at?
He incorporated that whole style. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like I kind of wanted to bring that style back.
So what are you gonna do for us here? What kind of demonstration?
I ain't got much. Just I got my Mantronics routine from the '98 DMC, and then probably the most like with the Art of Noise beatbox.
Give it up for DJ Shortcut.
Yeah.
The next man came from the one and only crew, the Beat Junkies. Took it his own way here. Brought juggling into a composition sort of science. Let's talk about that with Babs right here. Got some questions, Q?
Yeah. Yo,
What's up,
Babs,
Q? What's up?
What's happening? What's happening?
Nothing.
So, so tell us about the way you structure your music. It's like composed well or whatever. How you explain that?
Well, as far as I knew, when I first like really started seeing beat juggling or think it was gonna go further, it was probably like Short said, Aladdin. He's really known for his scratching, but if you're ever lucky enough to see the seminar with him versus Miz, he's doing a lot of early like beat juggling patterns. You know, real simple. I think studying it, it looked like he was really more freestyling it, but he had certain things he would stick to and certain patterns he would do. And he was messing with records like Do or Die Bed-Stuy, and he was messing with like Special Ed, I Got It Made. And so that was my really early influence. And then of course the X-Men. When I seen like Rob do his Public Enemy, Hear the Drummer Get Wicked, when he did Terror Dome, and SINISTA did like Method Man. That's when I first started seeing composed structure. Even with that, with Steve D, I mean, he would structure it out so he would build it up. He would have a chorus. He would have intro. He would have something he'd come back to where he'd go to next, and he would have something to end it with. And I think the X-Men were really pivotal in doing that. To where beat juggling now, it went from being like a half freestyle thing, and it evolved into like, you knew how to do this routine from bar 1 to bar whatever, to the end of the routine. You had 2 minutes or a minute and a half of you knew what you were gonna do every single movement. And you know, beyond that, I think Short, you know, when he was talking about the strobing, his Preacher President routine, and when he was doing stuff like Black Cop, were really things that I started picking up off. And then I was practicing with my man Melo. Me and Melo, that's my training partner, and we really hipped ourselves to the whole crew thing of building and trading ideas and patterns. And I think I got to a point where, you know, I felt I had a lot of patterns down, and I wanted to start. I saw SINISTA messing with SWAT. He was messing with a break, and he really took it to the next level. And I thought, that's dope he uses SWAT because it's not a 4/4 hip-hop beat. You know, most people use a 4/4 hip-hop beat that loops, 2-bar loop, 4-bar loop, whatever, and you're limited to working with those number of tones. And so I started messing with this record called Blind Alley. And that record, I noticed, you know, I mean, a gang of people messed with it already. Everyone killed it, but I just noticed in one part, you know, it would constantly change. It wasn't a repetitive loop. And I found that if I moved along with the record slowly and using different parts and bouncing back and forth, that, you know, I was composing, you know, a lot of different bars. You know, it started out on day 1 as a 30-second routine. 2 weeks later, I had 2 minutes. And like, you know, at one point, it was probably almost 3 minutes, and I just said, this is stupid. I mean, I just got to cut it out. I took a lot of stuff out, and I just kind of simplified it to the stronger, more head-nodding patterns. But I really attributed that to mostly, I was really heavily influenced by that year, Rocksteady DJs and the X-Men. I think it was 92. 92, that video really defined my whole style though right there. That's when I knew what I wanted to do with my style. So.
You know, sometimes like when you build something up, you start it like real simple, and at the end you have a punchline. It's kind of like how you set up a joke, and at the end there's a punchline, right? So kind of that's what you do. What happens if the needle skips right before your punchline? What do you do right there?
It sucks, man. I mean, you got to roll with it. I mean, I think that's a given for any DJ application, whether you're just mixing at a club or you're in a battle. You got to roll with. You got to, you know, that's the fun of the turntable, is they skip. If they didn't skip, it wouldn't be a turntable, I guess. Unless you're using a Vestax straight arm. But a free plug, you know what I'm saying? But no, but I mean that's part of the touch, and that's you know, I think that's one of those little idiosyncrasies that separates, you know, the mediocre from the great, is you got to roll with things like that. You know, if it skips on you, you got to know your marks, you know, and if you practice enough, you know, you can feel the needle rubbing the grooves, and you know where you're at, and you just got to know your records, you know. So I think that's just a given. You got to be prepared for that regardless. It might happen today, Q. You never know.
Right. So what are you gonna do right now?
I'm gonna do this one routine.
Are you gonna do Blind Alley?
No. Yeah, I am. Yeah. What else am I gonna do, man? I'm gonna do that. I'm also gonna do a routine. It's an earlier routine. It's off your booger breaks. It's Marley Scratch. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
I got another fun break for you. Hit it. I'm not quite through. I got another funky break for you. Hit it.
Give it up for DJ BABU. Soon after, of course, it didn't take long for another X-Men to innovate the world once again. Give it up for Total Eclipse.
All right, what's going on?
What's up?
Chilling.
So, you were telling us earlier that you do sports or something. What's up with that?
Yeah, no doubt. Like, I'm into basketball, football, baseball, you name it.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just all about endurance with me, you know?
So that is like when you juggle, like it's real fast. Is that kind of like
Right, exactly. Cause like sometimes like when I'm practicing, I may think about like a fast break or a jump shot or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
So, let me see. What do you? I mean, how did the speed? I mean, where did you, I guess, think of like incorporating more speed or more? That's what I just said. No, I mean, why did you think that was?
Oh, pretty. All right.
And beat juggling, not just in sports. I mean, I know that's the endurance part of it.
All right. Pretty much, I have the love from DJing, from watching Rob Swift, Steve D, and like RHETTMATIC, you know, get busy. And I used to take their influences and just like from coming from them and just take it home and then just try to come up with my own style of doing things, you know. And like at home, I'm like the biggest biter too, so you know what I mean?
I used to juggle real fast and I would sweat a lot. Would you like sweat like buckets after a while?
I don't know, it just happens, you know? I don't know. Word.
So what are you about to do right now?
I'm about to do Think by Lynn Collins and Scenario by Tropical Horse. All right?
So
Give me that.
hands together for Total Eclipse.
Uh-huh.
The next man up on stage took it to another level, incorporating a lot of reverse styles. Give it up for the one and only Swift Rock.
Yo.
Sup, Swift? Explain the reverse style. For
Reverse
people that
style?
don't- Yeah.
Well, when I came up with the reverse style, I was working with these K&T records, sampled the Jodeci beat, and then it's like I got to this part where I had a pattern that I didn't really like too well, so I tried to make it sound different. So I worked for a while just try to make it sound backwards, just try to pull it back on certain parts, you know, so it sounds kind of different.
What's real-time juggling?
Real-time juggling.
Yeah.
Real-time juggling, from what I know, is I guess when you break down a beat without really touching it too much. So it'll be slow, but you're not really having to break it down all the time.
Oh, so like using like a beat and a kick that's far away already.
Yeah, like that. So you would like catch different parts, so it'll sound kind of different. Like it'll sound slower without really having to touch the record too much.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a rumor on the internet or something. But you
Well,
really
I mean, that's what I was told. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, like I'm sure all of you guys are on the internet, and it's like people say things like, "Oh, YOGAFROG wears toenail polish and stuff," and it's like, is that true? You know. So, all right, what are you about to do right now?
I'm about to do that K&T juggle and B goes boom, Egyptian lover.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
There's a new guy in town. I'm rocking, girl, I'm shocking every chica around. There's no one that can hang, cause my hands are so quick. Doing tricks on two turntables, baby, I'm so slick. And my beat goes
Swift Rock.
Yeah.
Last year, everyone was in awe with our next, last but not least, juggling innovator, the one and only P-TRIX.
Word.
So, I noticed your routines are made up of really intricate techniques mixed with funky sounds. How would you describe that style?
Damn. I guess I just want to do like some crazy shit that people like just look at me and go, "What the fuck's he doing?" Like shit like that. I mean, like big influences have been like SHORTKUT and RAIDA. Like when RAIDA did his Good Times Bounce Rock Skate routine, he did some like new crazy shit. And SHORTKUT doing like his My Uzi Weighs a Ton routine. I'm like, damn, that's some crazy shit. Like, I couldn't even comprehend that then. Then I'm like, I want to do some shit that no one knows what the hell I'm doing until they watch the video like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, exactly.
But this is off the thing, but you always bring your girlfriend around. I remember you tell me backstage that she juggles too. So.
Yeah. Cool. I don't teach her, but she could juggle probably better than me.
So, like, for me, it seems like you've done like some really futuristic stuff. What's next?
Damn. I guess like what I've been trying to do is just like trying to find like different stuff that you could do with a mixer, turntable. I don't know, just throw the record around. Maybe you'll make up some like crazy stuff, like mess with the power off, just like a lot of fade routines.
You do that already with the power off. Like,
yeah. Just like I was just messing around one day, or actually it was on accident. I guess my turntable was actually turned off, probably hit it. Then I was just pushing the record and it made some dope sound. I'm like, damn, that's sick.
Cool. So what are you about to do right now?
Damn, I'm gonna do a couple routines that everyone's seen like a million times. Both my De La routines, It's So Easy and The Business.
Are you gonna do some stuff for your battle coming up?
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
I'm saving that one.
Right, I hear that.
for P-TRIX.
Yeah.
That concludes our beat juggling seminar, but for a really quick outro, we want to get all the beat juggling innovators of the last 20+ years up on stage behind their respective decks, and maybe we could take some pictures, huh? Let's give it up once again for Rob Swift, Mr. Sinister, DJ Shortcut, Swift Rock, P-TRIX, Total Eclipse, BABU, and of course, the man himself, Steve D. So I guess here's picture time.
Photo op.
Right now we're gonna take a, I guess we have someone on the phone guest.
Yo, who's here has heard of Mixmaster Ice from UTFO? You hear that? All right, it's his, what is it, your 20th anniversary for DJing? It's his 20th year for DJing. So he wants to say hi to you guys.
Say it once again.
Yo.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
I want to give a big shout out to my man Cuban out there in Invisible Scratch Pickles, all the DJs out there that's representing and still holding it down. This is the legendary Mixmaster Ice from UTFO. Big shout out to all the DJs and keep it moving out there. Sorry I couldn't make it. My flight was overbooked. But I send my love and my regards. Keep them wheels spinning, y'all. Peace.
Yeah.